Hey guys, and welcome back to the second video with Get Wines Direct. Now, it's a really special day today. It's International Pinot Noir Day, and you can't celebrate such a special day without a special friend. So this is my mate Adam. How are you, Adam?
Yeah, well, great, mate. Thanks for letting me come along, play in your cellar here and go through a range or get some kind of idea of what this Pinot Noir thing is, because it's so many things, isn't it?
Yeah.
And to ask, do you like it or not? Well, there's so many expressions from so many areas.
Tough question.
Yeah.
Tough question.
So let's dissect.
So, as we can see here, beautifully set out, by the way, Adam. So it's a good work on that one, mate. Yeah, I'm really impressed with all these fruits here. So maybe run us through, what do we have? What have we got here?
So it's just a little breakdown of all the flavour profiles that I see within Pinot Noir. Does it make it right? Absolutely not. But this is just what I see in general terms from one Pinot to the other. So there's a lot of stuff here that, particularly cherries, raspberries and strawberries would be the main characteristics that we see in young Pinot Noir. Then we branch into all these other characteristics like mushrooms or forest floor.
We've got aniseed here.
Now, these are one of the great things about learning about wine. And as a kid, I'd try to explain to people all these flavour profiles that I knew, and I'd be suggesting to them, that's Pinot Noir, it's got star anise. Now, I was telling people this when I was 15 years old. I didn't know what a star anise even was until I was in my late 30s. So star anise goes really well with duck, apparently, in Chinese food.
Yeah.
But it is a little part of the back palate profile.
Okay. I guess you'd probably find that in a slightly older or aged wine, or maybe something of a little bit of a higher price point we might get into to start seeing some of these other deeper or stronger flavours, like the mushroom. You would get these fungal or forest fruits.
Anything that's bright and fun, everything that's bright and lively, i.e. the strawberries, the raspberries, the cherries, they're the characteristics we're going to see in young wines. As the wines start to develop and change and enhance, those primary fruit flavours become a little softer, more gentle, and then we start to see this cinnamon and star anise and clove characteristics coming out.
So I think obviously we're kind of distinguishing two similar but at the same time different wines. Even it comes under the same wine name, it can be quite different. There's a lot of variety to the wine. But I think when we were having a chat before, we were saying that's why Pinot Noir is just so good, because it's so versatile. I mean, you can have it with so many things. Like you mentioned before, as we start to get into things, more with this aniseed, some of this Chinese inspiration coming in with the duck, or then you might go for something of a little more tannic Pinot Noir, and then you're going to look into maybe some beef bourguignon or something like that. These deeper, a slow cooked meals.
Yep.
But I love that thought where I can have this, during spring or summer with something lighter, sharing with friends, or then in winter I can chuck the slow cooker on and I can still enjoy it. It's just year round.
Absolutely, and as we were discussing, one of the keys about getting Pinot Noir at its absolute best is core temperature. The serving temperature of Pinot Noir ideally wants to be around that 14-degree mark.
Okay.
Why is that so? As we chill the wine down to that 14-degree mark, that allows a natural fruit expression of Pinot Noir and any grape variety at its right price, at its right serving temperature. It allows a fruit expression to come out. But what it also does is it hides or softens the tannic structure and the alcohol characteristics.
Yeah.
So we're starting to see the wine, what the winemakers want us to see, not what's just coming out of the fridge or off the shelf.
Of course, we want that smooth experience, not like that iconic Big Barossa hit that we were chatting about earlier on, which people may have seen in some of the other videos when we talked about a Big Barossa Shiraz. So this is its smoother cousin. Let it sit for a while, and then you just get these beautiful smooth flavors. These red berries, these darker flavors too. Some, I know Pinot Noir has a little bit of plum in it too. Some people do talk about the plum, the reminiscence.
Yes.
But those are generally in older, I think, too, aren't they? Because it's that deeper structured flavor that sits.
That's spot on.
Yeah. It's such an awesome wine, and I think we were chatting earlier on, and you gave a really, really good example about the difference about when creating a wine. I think you were talking about big V8s and
So that's the analogies.
Yeah.
So trying to understand this is just complicated, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
But when we put it into everyday terms that we know, absolutely it becomes a lot easier. For me, I use motor vehicles because most of us know have a car. We made reference to the big wines of Barossa, which is something similar to what I would see as the big Holden V8 with the big exhaust, and it's loud and it's lumpy and
prominent.
You know it's there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, when you start to look at Pinot Noir, it's the opposite end of that spectrum. And we're looking at kind of top end Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
It's smooth and it's elegant and it's very sophisticated. Both in their own element, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And both of them will get you from A to B really, really quickly. But they're completely different rides.
Yeah.
And that's what we like about the diversity of wine styles.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, I think variety plays a large thing in everybody's life. Yeah. So I don't think we should set that just to what you do for a job or anything, but what else do you enjoy? And that's drinking wine. And for me, personally, I love Pinot Noir. I love the varieties, especially my favourite type of Pinot Noirs are really coming from Tassie or New Zealand. These really cool climate, lovely fruit driven, but they still have that underlying deeper sensation. Mainly I find a lot of fungal notes are going to come from something like the Coal River Valley, where I really enjoy because I love that sweet from underneath. But then I think you also mentioned before that you really love the Central Otago region for some of their Pinots too. I mean, very well known, completely different to places like Burgundy, where you're going to get that dry style Pinot.
So much diversity in this particular wine around the world. But one of the important things is you don't have to know it. The secret in understanding this is to unlearn what you think you know.
Of course. And
then rediscover it. So don't go out and spend a heap of money on a Burgundy because you don't know it. A Central Otago Pinot in most places starts somewhere about $80. To me, I think that's a lot of money for a wine that you may or may not like.
Definitely, yeah.
So forget all this. Open up a bottle on International Pinot Noir Day. Celebrate it. Grab 3 bottles, 3 completely different bottles, in the fridge for 15 minutes. Let's pull them out and discover for yourself. What do you like? What don't you like? And forget the names, forget what's written on the back.
Yeah. Just go for it.
Absolutely.
Just go for it. And I think that's a brilliant thing. So if maybe you haven't tried a Pinot Noir before, and we were talking about before too that Pinot Noir is a brilliant introductory wine. Yeah. Whether you're coming from white wines like a Sauvignon Blanc or maybe a Pinot Grigio that has a slightly deeper flavour.
Yep.
Now let's take it up a notch. Let's see where we can go. So why not, if you have a friend out there, or maybe it's even you, this is a brilliant wine to try. It's just so versatile because you have this light to medium body, cool climate Pinot that still has brilliant, just driven fruit flavours, and I love that. And as you can probably tell, I'm getting pretty excited now, just staring at it. I really want to have a sip, but I know I can't yet. But we're definitely going to, so don't worry about that. But I think, definitely, even if you're sharing it with your mum or your dad, maybe you've gone to see them, why not chuck a bottle down? Everyone's going to enjoy it.
Absolutely.
I think it's great. But, I mean, I guess without further ado, we spoke about it before, and it wouldn't be International Pinot Noir Day if we didn't walk the walk, if we've already talked the talk. So
let's have a go.
Let's have a go, eh?
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Oh. That's good.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Yeah, hey, every day can be a better day despite the challenge. All you gotta do is leave it better than you found it. It's gonna get difficult to stand, but hold your balance. I just say whatever, cause there is no way you're around it. Everyone falls down. sometimes, but you just gotta know it'll all be fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Hey, some days you wake up and nothing works, you feel surrounded. Gotta give your feet some gravity to get you grounded. Keep good things inside your ears just like the waves and sound it. And just say whatever, cause there is no way you're grounded. Everyone falls down sometime, but you just gotta know it'll all be fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.